the change we do is there's two ways of planning. One is analytical, and the other one is empirical. So I give you the difference. For example, you are making, I don't know, you have a plan to do a trip with a truck. You got to do some deliveries, and it's going to take 20,000 kilometers. So maybe a month. I don't know. I have no idea if it's realistic. How long this is going to take? First way to estimate it, you go analytical. You list out all the things you are going to do during that trip. Prepare the truck, load, drive, estimate how fast you can go on which road. Then when are you going to take a break? Because we need a break sometime, right? Take a leak. When do you need to refuel? Eventually, do you plan to have maintenance required? I don't know, check the oil and a couple of things like this. When are you going to sleep? How much sleep do you need? Etc., etc. You may add some margin on the uncertainties, just like maybe there are going to be some traffic jams. So you give yourself a 10% margin. But the point is, you see that list. For 20,000 kilometers, good luck. You're going to miss out some details. If something changed, the other details may change later down the road. Maybe there is a traffic jam, and then because of that traffic jam, you're going to find, I don't know, some rain. Maybe you're going to have an accident. Maybe something is going to break. You can't really plan for everything. The problem with these techniques, so analytical is one. The problem we have with that is, and then in project, that means you list out all the tasks you're going to do. And that's the question you asked me the other day. Should we take refactoring in a user story? So analytical, the problem with that is it's extremely costly by itself. It takes a while to do this planning. It's costly to estimate, and it's costly to plan, and more importantly, replan. Plus, it's fragile. If one detail change, woof, you can have some domino effect, and it's not very easy. And if you look at the thing we're looking at here, we don't need that type of optimization precision. Empirical would be, you take your truck, you drive 500 kilometers, let's say a day, and you see how long it took. You take the next 500 kilometers, you see how long it took. Maybe at that stage you see you already have to make some maintenance because there's some part of the truck that are not working very well. You take your break when you need to take a break, you sleep when you need to sleep, and the road goes as it goes. And you take these 1,000 kilometers and you start to assume that the rest of the road is going to be like that part of the road. So that's a strong assumption. So now I'd like to look at the hypothesis you got behind it. When you go analytical, it's relevant when you mean you can get all the details in advance. And it's not a big deal. Or you can get enough details, okay, with a certain level of certainty about what's going to happen and all, and your ability to actually figure out these details. This is where it's working well. So everything is consistent. You can list out. It's still simple. It works. It's actually quite efficient. To me, I see it working when you got to do less than a month project, for example. People can project. You can figure out all the tasks. My point is enough details. It's about our human capability to figure out all the details, right? Empirical, the strong hypothesis is future will be like the past. And this is already kind of risky, right? So empirical, the main problem is you're going to have a rough estimate of how it's going to be, plus minus 20%. Now we realize in complex project, we're more on the right side. So how we do that with Agile? First, we must ensure that the future kind of look like the past. So we're lucky we decided to work consistently. Always the same length of sprint, always same practices. A Kanban that every piece of work we do is going to follow the same process. Being design, development, validation, So we're trying to get consistency so we can use the first 4 sprints to imagine, or the last 4 sprints, make an average and imagine the future. All right?